martial artists, boxers, MMA and all other forms of combative practitioners. This course guarantees you will be able to slip through any opponent's blocking system and land your strike. A must for any tournament competitor. Learn the 3 keys that will make you beat your opponent in any form of combat with the secrets of striking in the martial arts. After over 40 years of research, the methods on how to beat any opponent in combat have been discovered and are revealed in this course. Whether you're a karate man, kung fu guy, jiu-jitsu, MMA, UFC or a hairdresser, then I suggest you keep reading, because what I'm about to reveal to you may represent the greatest breakthrough you'll ever come across in the martial arts. Yes, what I'm about to reveal to you has never been seen before, at least not in its entirety. Grandmaster Jim Brassard spent over 45 years analyzing how and why strikes land in combat and tournaments, and now he is ready to teach these concepts and secrets outside of his own personal masters. It's referred to as the Marshall Trinity. Grandmaster Jim Brassard has broken the code on how to land a strike, and when you learn this, you will too. This is science, not fiction, and I have tested it myself with a very few masters. And it works. Just look what one of the greatest martial artists alive today has to say, Master Danny Lane, senior leader of the Chuck Norris system. Master Jim Brassard has done it again. His Martial Arts Trinity series is a brilliant translation of the scientific principles of speed striking. He is the Einstein of our time in teaching speed striking and execution. All styles can learn from his applications. Who doesn't want to hit harder, faster and more effectively, even after 49 years of training? It makes hitting and scoring easier. The setups and timing are the key to success. His speed hand striking compares to the kicks of my good friend Bill Superfoot Wallace. I highly endorse and encourage everyone to buy, watch and learn from his new series, because I did. Over the years, Grandmaster Brassard has learned why a strike lands and why it doesn't. So he has engineered and tested this program that has never been taught before in one course. Furthermore, these principles are universal to all forms of combat. You see, hitting the opponent is really the easy part, like hitting a bag. Preparing him for it is where the secrets lie. That's right. If you know how to prepare the opponent for the strike, it's as easy as pie. So how do you prepare the opponent to be hit? Einstein once said, "The mind that opens to a new idea never returns to its original size." Jim Brassard understood what he meant when back in the 80s he was taking a seminar with a 10th degree black belt. During teaching, the master blurted out, "I never throw a strike unless I know it's gonna land." What? Did he just hear that right? But how the heck do you know that? He was stumped on this, but then he got a little help from a president, Abraham Lincoln, who once said, "The best way to predict your future is to create it, controlling the future or the opponent." That was it. This was how he figured out that there were 3 keys that, when applied as one, will let you land your strike on anyone, consistently. In effect, you will be creating the future outcome of the fight, whether it be a tournament, real combat, or just to thump that person in class who hits you all the time and is cocky about it.
In this video, I will show you what you will learn in the secrets of striking in the martial arts by Grandmaster Jim Brassard, who was awarded a sports commendation for the martial arts by Barack Obama, the President of the United States. In his Marshall Trinity Volume 1 that comes to you in 2 DVDs. You will learn the first major concept that governs all combat movement. This DVD alone will bounce you light years ahead of the pack. You will instantly begin to thread yourself right through your opponent's guard or reactions. The first thing in this DVD is he shows you what could be called a master key technique, meaning many other techniques are based off of it, and it can be used in many self-defense situations. It has a pattern of movement with the hands that teaches the lesson of this DVD. Next is a technique that reinforces the first, except this one uses the legs to get the job done. Then you will learn a martial arts proverb that Grandmaster Brassard learned from a very well-respected master way back in the mid-70s at a seminar. It is this proverb that this whole lesson is about, and when understood you'll have the most important principle to help you strike at will. With that in mind, here are just a few other points that will be covered next. How to read your opponent's guard so that it tells you how to hit him. You will then learn a hidden hand strike, which Grandmaster Brassard's old instructor thumped him with many times. You then learn a master punch routine he learned from an old school master back in the 70s, that even worked on his own Grandmaster. Using the strategy of this DVD you will be able to sew your way right through your opponent's guard. Let Grandmaster Brassard show you how you can take the same concept you just learned for striking, and then apply it to the grappling arts. Learning this is worth twice the price of the course. If you apply this principle set forth in the DVD to the grappling arts, your skills will jump way ahead, in some cases, of even your masters. When we take the principles that work in striking and kicking, then cross-reference them to the grappling and felling arts, you will discover things you might not have considered before. Many wrestling maneuvers are shortened blocking and striking patterns, sort of mini-me's. So it would stand to logic that principles that could be used to land a strike can in many cases be used in the jiu-jitsu arts to break, lock and/or escape. Over the 45 years of teaching the martial arts, Grandmaster Brassard have had countless students. One of which was George Pissamissis, who went on to master judo, and in 2008 was ranked 12th in the nation. If he would have made the top 8, he would have been in the Olympics of that year. He said much of his success was that he took the principles that Grandmaster Brassard taught him from this course and applied them to grappling, and was as astounded how well they worked for him. That's when he confirmed the connection between the striking arts and the grappling arts. You will see several jiu-jitsu escapes showing that the strategy works. You're probably doing this and don't even realize it. Also in this course you will learn how many reps you have to do to make your technique unstoppable.
Grandmaster Ed Parker once said, "As one gets wiser, he learns to become a magician with motion. Therein lies the secret of wisdom over youth." In the Secrets of Striking Volume 2, you will explore one of the 4 dimensions we live in. This implies that this information applies to all combat fighting systems. Shown in the first DVD but not acknowledged, you will marry together this concept to the first volume, giving us a more complete picture of the Trinity. With that being said, you will be reviewing some of the striking patterns seen in Volume 1, but now adding the teachings that was missing in the first. You then will explore the old martial arts adage. Every move and principle has an opposite and reverse. And see how this can be used to discover more hidden patterns in what has been already shown, along with how to borrow energy from your opponent to add more power to your strike. Some points that are covered in this volume are: the secret that lies within chain punching, found in all systems, and how its design is made to sew through an opponent's guard for the strike. How one's distance in his guard in relation to his body will give you the clue as to what methods to be used to beat them. You will then learn a snake strike set pattern that will allow you to weave through any guard. Wait till you see your fighting skills soar when you neurologically program this pattern into your skills. There are many blocking systems in the martial arts, but very few striking systems to complement the arts, other than self-defense techniques. While learning this system, you will be employing both sides of the body and be programming your striking behavior with the concepts revealed in this course. After learning this system in its primitive stage, we then take it into combat. This is where the fruits of mastering this system can be harvested. You will see how effective this system is in preparing your opponent to be hit. Yet that's how easy it will be to penetrate any defense. At this point in the DVD, it's important to remind you that while practice will lock in this system, it's instinct that sets it free. This of course requires repetition, and remember, repetition is the mother of skill. Just listen to what Master Tom Brown says about this course. In this course, Grandmaster Brassard takes several principles that are true for all martial arts and ties them together in a way that will allow you to manipulate your opponent's actions and land your strike effortlessly. If you want to learn to dominate your opponent, take the time to learn the lessons being presented in this course.
Volume 3 of Grandmaster Jim Brassard's Secrets of Striking in the Martial Arts, you will learn the lesson of timing. Here is where we will unlock this course. What if there was a secret ingredient that could make every single one of your martial arts techniques more effective? Not only faster and more powerful, but more likely to slam home to exactly the right target every time. Maybe there is. Timing is the art and science of ending a confrontation as quickly and efficiently as possible. In this course you will learn exactly how to get every last ounce of speed and power out of your techniques via timing and 2 other principles. If you're already strong and lightning fast, then this is only going to make you more effective in combat. Every one of these concepts is backed up by drills and practice scenarios, so you can go beyond theory and put your new knowledge to work in the ring or on the street where you need it most. Let's go back to the year 1979. Jimmy Carter was president. Average cost of a home was $13,650. Gas was 86 cents a gallon. Superman the movie came out. MASH and Happy Days were on TV. And a young Jim Brassard was learning a key lesson about fighting strategy from his master. He was taught that one of the three most important things in becoming a superior fighter was timing. It is here we marry together all that you have learned thus far, and then add in this secret ingredient. Attributed to the leopard system, applying this beat pattern was the final answer Grandmaster Brassard needed to make the other principles fall into line. In the first technique we will tackle in this DVD, you will learn the logic and timing of what he did in March of 1980 to capture first place in fighting. Furthermore, during this lesson you will learn that your opponent feeds you the opportunity to strike them. You will then move on to a kicking technique that is seen in most martial arts and learn how this timing makes it so successful. It is this technique alone that defines everything in this course. It's referred to as a master key. Once we reverse engineer this two-kick pattern, you will have not only the knowledge, but an actual technique that is combat and tournament ready as is. That's right, in order to perform this technique, you have to obey all the rules in this course. The only thing missing is for you to learn this and give it the reps needed to internalize it. Sun Tzu once said, "Invincibility lies in defense, the possibility of victory in the attack." The team with the football usually makes the touchdown, or is expected to unless there's mistaken assignments. The term we use in the martial arts is self-defense, so it's no wonder why we overlook the fact that it is offense that gets the job done, not defense. Defense is going to keep our pretty looks intact, but offense will end the battle, and how good we are at that will decide how long the confrontation will last, or if we win for that matter. Notice he said, possibility. He didn't say victory was in attack, just the possibility. A great fighter knows that an offense has to be crafted just like any other combat sport. Google the meaning of the word craft, you will see that one definition is skill used in deceiving others. That's the ticket. Deception. And that's the strategy throughout Grandmaster Brassard's striking course. Deceiving the opponent with your movements and timing. Sun Tzu also said, "Against those skilled in attack, an enemy does not know where to defend." This is another quote that helped in developing this striking course. On the surface it is straightforward, but there are only three words that make or break this quote. Skilled in attack. Not those who attack, but those skilled in attack. Before he developed and tested this course, Grandmaster Brassard would just throw a barrage of strikes in hopes to landing one, and sometimes did because he relied on speed. But as the years went on, he had the honor to work with very skilled fighters, and noticed how they would manipulate the fight, to the point where they could strike at will and not rely on speed. It was at this time that he learned that there is skill in attack. To a point that the enemy does not know where to defend. If you study this course, you will have the tools to hit your opponent whenever you want. A bold statement, I know. But there are certain principles of motion and timing that when combined together will lead to victory. Grandmaster Brassard first learned of this when he was a young martial artist taking a seminar with one of the top masters at the time in the mid-70s. After that seminar, his fighting changed forever. Instead of throwing a barrage of strikes in the hopes that one will get through, he began to apply the principles that he learned, and then he instantly began to thread right through his opponent's defenses with no more than 2 moves. Take a good look at the picture of Grandmaster Brassard fighting in 1980 at a tournament. That's him in the white throwing the kick. Notice anything? Look at the opponent's lead hand. Oh, and he was using his left leg as well. It was the little things of motions and timing he used that day that made the difference and allowed him to land his strikes, and take first place in fighting that day. Grandmaster Brassard will also show you in his Secrets of Striking course some of the patterns he has developed over his 45 years in the martial arts to get you started. He considered these his bread and butter moves, and will always land in combat. Just look at what Master Danny Lane, Chuck Norris's senior leader and living legend in the martial arts, has to say. Master Jim Brassard has done it again. His Secrets of Striking in the Martial Arts series is a brilliant translation of the scientific principles of speed striking. He is the Einstein of our time in teaching speed striking and execution. All styles can learn from his applications. Who doesn't want to hit harder, faster and more effectively? I do, even after 49 years of training. It makes hitting and scoring easier. The setups and timing are the key to success. His speed hand striking compares to the kicks of my good friend Bill Superfoot Wallace. I highly endorse and encourage everyone to buy, watch and learn from his new series. Because I did.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.